Kevin Hart doesn't have to worry about what people say about him wearing a dress because lots of people before him have done it. Another complaint about comedy is that some say comedians are being mistreated. Two young comedians, Katt Williams, have made some surprising accusations against a few comedians for supposedly giving up their values for fame. And it's not just some small-time comedians, it's the famous people like Kevin Hart, Steve Harvey, and Tiffany Haddish. In Hollywood, it seems like someone accused others of giving up their values for fame every few workdays. So is what Katt Williams said about these comedians true? Let's dive right in. Over the past few years, Katt Williams has become known for being brutally honest about deceitfulness in the entertainment industry. He's not afraid to call out his colleagues when they're acting foolish. This straightforward approach hasn't made him many friends, but at least Katt Williams can confidently say he hasn't compromised his own values or crossed unethical lines just to succeed as a comedian, unlike people like Kevin Hart and Steve Harvey. According to Katt, people of color in the entertainment industry have always been pushed to mock absurd things to achieve the kind of success their white counterparts effortlessly enjoy. One such ridiculous expectation is allegedly forcing them to wear dresses on live TV before they can become famous. Undoubtedly, Katt Williams is one of the best stand-up comedians around today. However, for some unknown reason, he never achieved the commercial success he deserved. It's true that Katt faced challenges in his career due to personal issues and encounters with the authorities, but that's not the only obstacle he's encountered. Katt has a long history of criticizing Hollywood's elites and how the industry manipulates black celebrities. In a 2013 interview with Blacktree TV about his role in Scary Movie 5, Katt discussed various interesting topics, including the idea that black actors are pressured to wear dresses on screen to advance in their careers. It's important to note that the interview took place shortly after Kevin Hart wore a dress on SNL Comedy. When asked about Dave Chappelle's claims that black actors are forced to wear dresses, Kevin had previously stated he wouldn't cross that line to protect his brand. "Protecting my brand is definitely a priority," he would always say. When Katt talks about Hollywood and its toxic culture that thrives on undermining people of color, one of the comedians he's referring to is Kevin Hart. According to Katt, he believes Kevin is always willing to do anything for money. Interestingly, Dave Chappelle discussed something very similar when he appeared on The Oprah Show in 2006. Dave revealed that he once turned down a $50 million deal from Comedy Central because he knew he couldn't accept that money without giving up a certain part of himself. He also spoke about how big media companies were offering him money to write sketches that made people laugh at him, not with him. Essentially, if he didn't willingly embarrass himself, he wouldn't be allowed to get rich and famous. The truly interesting part is when Dave recalled being asked to wear a dress for a movie he was starring in alongside Martin Lawrence. He said being told to wear a dress made him start connecting the dots and realizing that many other people of color have been asked to do the same thing. He even informed the producers that he felt that wearing a dress was not relevant to the scene. However, they persisted in pressuring him, insisting that all the greats had done something similar. Dave Chappelle had a similar experience and he shared it on Oprah, recounting how he felt uncomfortable when asked to wear a dress while filming a movie with Martin Lawrence. His concise but impactful response was, "I don't feel comfortable with it." What's even more concerning is that the producers continued to push Dave, making it seem like he was being difficult for expressing discomfort. Dave revealed another surprising detail. If he objected to wearing a dress, the producers already had an alternative version of the scene ready. So when Kevin Hart, who had previously stated he wouldn't do such a thing, later appeared on SNL wearing a dress, many fans accused him of compromising to Hollywood elites. The thing is, according to Dave, the problem isn't really about the dress itself. It's about the industry trying to corner artists and see if they're willing to do anything for success. When Kevin Hart was asked about Dave's claim in 2012 that people of color were being forced to humiliate themselves for money, he emphasized the importance of artists protecting their brand and not crossing their boundaries. He also stated that he never felt the need to compromise his principles and his personal beliefs had never been challenged until that point. Dave Chappelle, another respected comedian, revealed that in the industry they attempted to make him wear a dress. This brings us to Katt's response when asked to comment on the situation. He explained that the issue is much larger than Kevin Hart because Kevin wasn't the first or last black actor who wore a dress before achieving success in Hollywood. While Kevin did have a career before appearing on SNL in a dress, it was after this stint that he started landing major roles in big-budget blockbusters and selling out arenas. In contrast, Katt Williams and Dave Chappelle are undoubtedly successful but aren't as mainstream as Kevin Hart. According to Katt, this is because he and Dave refused to join the Illuminati, and they never allowed the elites to control them. You undoubtedly already know that the mainstream media has frequently dragged Katt's name through the mud, and while it's true that Katt was involved in a lot of public situations, the tabloid reports about him were frequently embellished to give the impression that he was unstable. If you're wondering why Katt never sought to clear his name, he revealed that he stopped ranting about the tabloid reports when he understood that defying them and exposing the media's power brokers could potentially cost him his life. Katt Williams expressed that he believed Kevin wasn't unique in being asked to wear a dress. It was just his turn to go through a ritual that many male celebrities before him had experienced. So it's a much bigger scheme than we realize. The word scheme might make some people think, oh, it's just another conspiracy theory. But according to Katt, we might not want to dismiss schemes so easily because there could be a kernel of truth in them. Not many conspiracies turn out to be baseless. They often have some origin in truth. According to Katt, wearing a dress isn't the only way a comedian can compromise their values for Hollywood. Sometimes you can also advance in fame by acting as a rebel and pushing others to do things they're not comfortable with. Take Steve Harvey, for example. Katt criticized Steve Harvey on a similar matter not long ago. Reportedly, he claimed that Steve Harvey was contributing to Hollywood's agenda of compromising people of color by having Cedric, the entertainer, wear a dress. Steve supposedly knew Cedric's true talent as a performer but couldn't handle the possibility of Cedric becoming more famous. In 2017, when Larry King asked Katt about the perks of being a celebrity, it was evident from his expression that he wasn't entirely satisfied. It seemed like his life was unsatisfying in some way, and he appeared to be conveying the idea that none of the benefits were worth the cost. Some fans are still hesitant to believe that Hollywood's elites have an interest in controlling black actors. Even though the whole Illuminati issue has been exaggerated, it's not entirely implausible when you really think about it. It's widely acknowledged that Hollywood has a complicated relationship with black masculinity. While black actors might not be directly compelled to wear dresses, it's noteworthy that there are numerous instances of well-known black actors gaining fame in Hollywood through roles that involve cross-dressing. Examples include movies like Big Mama's House, White Chicks, The Nutty Professor, and Norbit. Speaking of black masculinity, we can't forget the way the infamous Oscar slap incident was discussed in the media. Will Smith slapping Chris Rock on the stage at the 2022 Academy Awards was one of the most surreal moments in recent pop culture history, and it seemed so unusual that many initially thought the slap might be staged. Katt Williams is among those who believe this. In a recent interview with Carrie Champion, he asserted that the Oscar slap event is a clear example of the industry's elite creating a scandal to discredit one black celebrity while boosting another. Interestingly, this is unfolding right now as Will Smith's career hasn't fully recovered, and his first film since the incident, Emancipation, performed poorly at the box office. On the other hand, Chris Rock is back in the spotlight and secured a $40 million deal with Netflix for his upcoming comedy special, Selective Outrage, where he addressed the slap incident for the first time. In his interview, Katt Williams also mentioned how the entire entertainment sector is based on image building and pretending. Even when it appears that a celebrity is acting on their own initiative, there's always a person in position of greater authority in the background who's in charge of the narrative that they're trying to promote and who stands to gain financially from it. However, we can only hope that as time goes by, these kinds of differences in the Hollywood industry fade for good. That's all for today, folks. We hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more videos like this.